Just a quick announcement because the ascendant is on 22 Cancer, and this is still Jupiter hour in Venus day. Venus is applying to square Uranus, and this is a good time to break the news. Don't look at my hair, I'm going to shower now. This is a good time to break the news that I'm preparing for season 2 of Water Expands Upon Cooling. So, what do I want from you who see that? First of all, Water Expands Upon Cooling Season 2 is going to be very Neptune, Rahu Pisces, eclipses on Pisces, culminating Neptune in tropical Pisces, but beginning Neptune in sidereal Pisces. And we're going to have a study mutiny live on horary astrology and missing people cases. I need from you cases, okay? If you have a cold case that you want me to look at, and my perspective, it is spirit and matter. It is Spirit of Matter channel. It is looking at astrology, but even if you don't have a chart, I may do channeling attempts, I may do horaries. It is a more relaxed way of looking at things. Because my natal chart, I'm going to have an episode about it, because my natal chart is big time stamps of the outer planets, Pluto and Neptune in particular, with Neptune next to the midheaven natally, and Pluto being 0 degrees Scorpio, big giant Pluto retrograde that is in square now. Both are in square now. So my life getting bigger, and my Mars 22, which is the Water Expand Upon Cooling timestamp for me, is in the 9th house, so international stuff to do with mass psychology, mass hypnosis, or mass psychosis, targeted individuals of the common people. It's very appropriate now when Chiron is with Aries. 2012 is coming strong for me. And, I work outside of the frame of whether it's academic or the cult or the institutions affiliated with that. So there's limitation to my visibility and how viral I can go. I also in this chance want to refer you to the Peter R. de Vries Foundation. They don't look at it from the perspectives I do, but they do open cold cases in Netherlands. If you are Dutch or have cases that are Dutch related, you probably know this. You couldn't miss that, okay? So you can turn to the foundation to reopen the case. If you want me to look at that, I have to do that separately, because I look at a different perspective. And I know Royce de Vries began to talk about things related to Corvanaut, and I haven't seen the interview because I haven't seen the link. I know there was something with RTL. So there is that whole thing in Dutch. I hope they'll do something in English as well. I would not be surprised if Royce touched on not just matter or materials things to do with that. So that is very interesting if there'll be something in English. Anyway, this is to various sovereign, autonomous, distinct voices, and so should it be. And again, season 2 is going to touch on missing people as well. Everything Neptune, okay? So espionage related, medical welfare related, targeting individuals related. I combine this with the SRA survivors, informations, deprogramming, and here I refer you to the Imagination podcast and to Annika Lucas podcast for the entire Robobank. Mama versus Mafia would be a great source of information. She has a Telegram channel as well. And yes, you still have the Ronald Bernard old videos, which are still very relevant, even more relevant and informative. So yeah, while I might not look at the one case that is like a personal planet thingy, I do have a more phenomenal related stuff, but you don't know that. So I'll let you bring the cases that you have. you can contact me on made2lovemagic1@gmail.com. This is also my PayPal if you want to feed my studio, to have like lightning and like those stuff. That is okay. I receive that. And yeah, as for the timing, I definitely would prefer to have Pluto and Neptune direct. However, right now I think we have Mars and Aldebaran, which is absolute gorgeous to do this. I want to give you other tips. If you are doing cold cases on more than like personal level, yes, you could get a reading with me, so I could pinpoint for timestamps that I see in your natal chart that can help you improve upon this. Like, this is a possibility. And in return, you can, I don't know, buy me lighting, buy me like stuff to do better equipment, so we can help each other, or just donate money. Like, that's okay. And Mars and Aldebaran, so we're calling on Archangel Michael, calling on Procyon still. I like to work with mint essential oil for that, so that we will have a victory. There's not a Pyrrhus victory, but actually a fulfilling victory to be successful in our endeavors. So this is a very appropriate time to set a cornerstone, okay, for what you want to do in that relation. Another thing that I can think of right now, oh yes, I'm joining the second phase of Taurus to my work, and this is a phase to talk about. The number is 6, and the phase is talking about success, and this is much inspired by Austin Coppock's work on 36 Faces. I think he has a book that's coming out in 2025. I know they're starting to do the Conic work for Sphere and Sundry, which is talismanic work. So I'm requesting Deacon 2 of Taurus. And so this is a Deacon that deals with sense, balance between rest and motion, and true success. Okay, if the first Deacon is like being worried, what about material things or about our goals and so on, that is remediated in the second Deacon, which is success. So if I worry about something, it means that I have a desire here, and if I have a desire, it's about balancing my ability to rest and my ability to be courageous and do something about this. Scents, as aromatherapist, are very affecting of our nervous system. They directly go to a nervous system, and I would suggest you, if you have any placement on this Deacon, or if you have North Node, or if you have Pluto opposing that, okay, middle phase of Scorpio, it means you are evolving towards that. So scents can assist you a lot in this evolution, and accompanying a scent can be opening up for the road to success, and to willing consent and balancing of energies of rest and contraction, which is highly important to have a fulfilling success, right? And this is literally so. So that's kind of, I have an upcoming project. It's called Essence of Desire, and this will accompany season 2 of Water Expands Upon Cooling. Yeah, had to jump in, okay? 22nd degree Cancer. It is in the 10th house right now, so of course that was coming up. And yeah, I'll be excited to see what comes up for kind of like the family, and if something in English comes up, and my humble channel is open to give reference and broadcasts to that. But it is really taking that and expanding upon season 1 and looking at also, my desire is to look also at cold cases that you give me, rather at things that come up, because I think that there are sources to look at the things that have already been filmed. 2012 is very strong. 2019 is going to be important. We're honing on the axis of the 2030, which is also going to be important. It's the Sag Gemini axis that 2019 had began with its eclipses. So cold cases are going to pop fatedly to be resolved. From 2012, things are going to pop fatedly to be resolved. I'm curious about my own growth experience because I have both Pluto square Pluto and Neptune square Neptune, the sextile, so the square at the same years. 2008 might be loud as well, 2008, because Pluto began its journey in Capricorn 2008. And this is going to be highly, highly important for like the timestamp of Pluto Neptune, especially when we talk about fiscal stuff, debt, credit, all that Saturn thingies that are associated with the medicine as well. And I'm going to get into that. Okay, I'm going to be more broadly speaking. I definitely have encountered the topic of expandable children in more in depth mid-season for the season 1. So season 2 will already be from the perspective of taking a look at this as the setting and understanding why was police not allowed to look into certain cases. I already addressed why do, even though psychics and channelers and astrologers are used to solve cases normally, why is it not always allowed when it comes to certain cold cases? And so I already began to address this, but this is also the importance of season 2, because I look at those things that are not okay, that cannot be discussed openly by the people who were within the surroundings of mainstream media, where the cult is in effect. Okay, so there are things that I can say that cannot be said there, but there are also inside informations from there that we should be attentive to, and we should be listening to, and there's more than one way to look at it. Okay, so I'll see you in my next episode. This has been Venus Day, Jupiter hour, Moon hour. This has been Venus Day for sure. This has been, I think, Jupiter hour, and right now is already Mars hour. So we're gonna hone in on that Aldebaran Mars, calling on, okay, with this Christ consciousness, Archangel Michael, some mint essential oil, to have a win that is truly fulfilling and is truly in alignment. Okay, not a virus win. And so, yes, honing in on these energies. And as the mid-heaven is approaching Procyon, calling on Procyon to sweeten. Okay, Moon is decreasing now. It's just an announcement. I'm not recording anything right yet. If you are doing new seasons of something, new launches are appropriate for new moon, I might do a separate episode for looking for dates where the moon is growing. Right now, this month, we have Mercury retrograde. It's going to be a very deep one. Okay, it's going to be a very deep one. Mercury is strong in Virgo, but it's also ruling over, so many things. And if cold cases come with expandable children come right now, then I guess that's going to just deepen. And remember, all of our public figures are the expendable children that they didn't manage to kill. That means, okay, I'm third generation to Holocaust survivors, and you know what Viktor Frankl told about the Holocaust. Those of us who were good are no longer with us. So That's something to keep in mind for the things that I believe will come up, especially before the October eclipse. Not the September one so much, but definitely the October eclipse, where a lot of these, it's going to be with Lilith in the sign of heuristics. But also media, okay? Libra is also public image that's going to be exposed, and we need to brace ourselves, and this Mercury retrograde is preparing us in many ways. So it's going to go over Uranus and back. I saw things to do with scandals that are rooted in the topic of expendable children, that when people cannot talk about this, everything looks satirical. Everybody tries to find satirical solutions to it, whereas where we can talk about this is why I speak up, because the people inside cannot really speak up, or they can go in a roundabout ways and they can give one card and then have to hide the next card, and they're always going to try to extort them and to use them to legalize pedophilia and so on. So that's very risky. And this is why voices of people from outside the cult are important. So not to shame or blame, but definitely to reclaim our own reset. It's our reset. We're doing the reset, okay? It's not the reset of the people who perpetuate harm, because this is not a reset, okay? There's nothing to reset, it's just done. It's a reset on our calling to have a healthy lifestyle, a healthy economy, with healthy health system, okay? Without the practice of expendable children, and to provide solutions that are inclusive of everybody, okay? So not squashing not the victims, but also not squashing people from the ability to heal and recover from these dead camps. This is so all-encompassing that I predict it's going to come up in pretty much related to everything. And when we address that, there's so many cold cases we can solve. There's so many missing people that we can locate. There's so many things that even the police will be suddenly allowed to do when it was not allowed to do, because we undo the 22 and we open points of interferences to basically change this reality. And I'm going to finish up with the lizard story that I had when I did the first talisman of Urano Algol, and that was with the 5th lunar mansion. Very strong to work with. And this is where there was a story about two lizards, a Malawi story about two lizards, and one lizard, the first lizard was told, go to humanity and tell them humanity is about to go through better times, or going to be saved. And that lizard was very slow. But there came another lizard that was quicker, and she said, humanity is doomed. Okay? So what we are seeing right now is basically all those lizard people that came instead of the original lizard that tell us, you don't know what's going to happen. Humanity is doomed. Well, basically all of these structures that are dependent on expendable children are exposed, purged, and they try to preserve them by making world war where all the astrological significations are totally against that, whether it's Sedna into Gemini. There's pretty much, oh, you want to do face recognition? Oh, but we have a world war and everybody's face is going to be burnt. Oh, but you want to do a biometric thing? Oh, but we have a world war and Sedna and Gemini is also amputated limbs. So it's like everything that these all-encompassing totalitarian regimes want to do is naturally being intercepted. If you just look around, and all of this noise is to try to, okay, for what we see, even in the place that I live, is like, yeah, let's cut the heads off of people who could bring us the kidnapped people back, and let's try to shoot everybody. And it's like, it's too fucking obvious. Okay, it's too fucking obvious. The soldiers themselves are kind of like, okay, enough with that Wagner Fund, and so on. So also when we come to look at, cold cases, missing people cases, if you had loved ones and you want to know, okay, what's happening, I'm not sure, I'm not able to promise that I will be the answer, but this is definitely ample time where truth is going to pop up like the bottle in the ocean that's going to be coming to the shore. And all you have to do is, pop it open and read the message, and that's coming from another dimension that we are now able to look at more deeply. So no, I don't think humanity is doom and gloom. It's definitely important to see that all of this is structures falling, and they make a lot of noise as they fall because but there are also people within there that are trapped and don't want to be there, and it's important to have the points of interferences open for them, and to open doors to exit, okay, all these codes, and to understand the world and the stories of the time in the appropriate context, which is not for me to tell, and shed our light on what's going on. Okay, so this is the age of Pluto in Aquarius approaching, and Neptune in Aries. So yeah, I'll see you in next episode. That was a quick announcement, and we'll see for when the timing is right and when things want to come up to the air. And yes, they're going to be 2019. I know it's been a year for many things that are going. If you have cold cases from there, missing people from there, that you want me to take a look at, even if you don't have charts, if you have the date of the event, I might try a study life with Horary, and I'll definitely give all the teachings that can assist you to do that. One big tip that I can say, that in your natal chart is the timestamps for the cases that are going to come to you or are going to be resolved by you. Okay, I think I talked about the Cassandra asteroid, and I noticed whenever Cassandra was conjuncting with Pluto, last time I didn't even need to check. Definitely I said something about the Cassandra case, targeted by bloodline and so on. So asteroids, 22 planets, 18 degree, poisoning planets, 11 degree, suicide planets, or suicide planets, okay, outer planets, personal planets, houses associated with death, okay. I have Rahu in freaking 4th house. Okay, this is absurd. Okay, this is absurd. It's also a death house. It's both our housing, but also our grave. And the degree is seison. According to Astrodins, it's 6, but degree is 7. And for this number, it's been coming up in my life quite some. So you're going to be paying attention to these timestamps, and you're going to be studying them, and those would be the things that you're more likely to give contribution to, that you're more likely to solve than others. Okay? It's made in this way. It's orchestrated. And this is why everybody gets their own shine when people are worried about visibility or, screen time, there's people doing it from within the media. Everybody has their own shine for a reason, okay? It's more than one person is supposed to tend to that, and the things are coming up with the time frame. And you can look to season 1, where I give you all the teachings, all the information about it, even before I tend into the first cold case. So I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.